it takes some adjustment at 5 o'clock that it's dark, right? My mind was totally somewhere. I'm like, it's time to go to bed, but you know, I needed the energy. I needed the
Well, I
rest.
mean, I always find it's much worse for kids because kids don't know that you changed the clock. Now they're, tired, trying to go to school or trying to sleep longer. Kids and pets, it's all bad.
I was just gonna say the dog. We're new pet owners, and so the dog does not understand the time change. So his as soon as it got dark, his whole, mood and everything shifted.
Yeah, I hope one day we will be released from daylight saving. But for now, we got a lot of things to talk about. First of all, the great Quincy Jones made his transition at the age of 91. Um, Quincy Jones, someone who I've met before when I was on the Steve Harvey morning show when I used to be one of Harvey's angels. Um, we met Quincy. He was so kind. He was fun. He was funny. And he was 91 years old. They're not listing a cause of death, but they say he died peacefully at home. But I was just reading up more when I found out he made his transition, and there were so many things about him that I didn't know because he just has this incredibly rich and varied career.
Sure, sure. First of all, that's news to me. I'm like just now hearing this, so I'm trying to absorb the fact that the great impresario of music and producer, and I can just think of all of his body of work that has inspired us all over the years. I mean, most recently coming out of Halloween, you think of Michael Jackson and
Yep.
Thriller and what
Well,
that meant.
there's an example. I didn't know he produced all three of those. I knew he produced Bad and Thriller. I didn't know he produced Off the Wall. Somehow I missed that. So
And
all
that
of
was like signature Quincy
right,
sound, you know.
and all three of those together have they're saying close to 100 million
Wow.
sales
Wow.
worldwide. That's just
Wow.
like what? So there's that. But I guess he got his first Grammy for Count Basie
Okay.
for a composition with Count Basie. I love Beyonce, no shade, but she and one other person are the only people that have more Grammys than Quincy Jones.
Well, I mean, well deserved for Beyonce, but Quincy's body of work, wow, that's something. We've
Yeah.
really lost someone in this industry and in this culture.
The best selling album of all time. You know what that was?
Thriller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that says everything, right? I mean, I don't think there's any other conversation to be had, right? When you have the best selling album ever, then we can move you up into that conversation and make some comparisons. But I don't think we'll ever see, at least in our lifetime, someone as prolific, someone as creative, someone he was just a smooth person.
Yeah, a charming person, which apparently, according to this rather extensive article in the New York Times, was one of his secret superpowers.
How smooth I mean,
That charm that enabled him to get musicians to do things they might not have otherwise tried, or get folks to work together who had beef or whatever the thing was. And they have a picture of him and Stevie Wonder in this article, and of course Michael Jackson. But to me, it's the range, right? To be able to go from Count Basie to Michael Jackson, from deep jazz to pop like that. Who can do that?
well, it's an evolution of his work and his career, and so I mean, I think how lucky we are, right, to have lived at a time where we were able to be influenced by the late. Now saying it just sounds crazy. I mean, uncomfortably saying the late great Quincy Jones.
So, short Quincy Jones story. My father, the late Mary Baraka, aka Leroy Jones, had been hired by Quincy Jones to write his biography. And he was supposed to be traveling with Quincy. Actually, he was traveling with him to try to, interview him here and there and start putting the pieces together. And my dad quit.
He
He
quit.
said, "This guy, he can't pin him down. He's just elusive. He's kind of like, in his own groove, his party groove, and I can't get him to actually sit. This book is going to take me the rest of my life if I hang out with this guy. So he actually walked away from that job, and he was a great admirer and friend of Quincy Jones, but he was just like, no, I can't. The guy's rhythm is just so insane. He's from project to project and country to country and party to party.
I mean, when you look at his body of work, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, you don't achieve that level of greatness without being all in. I mean,
Nominated for 80 Grammys, but received
wow,
28.
wow.
80 Grammy nominations. Let that sink in. So rest in peace to Quincy Jones. And of course, condolences, prayers, and thank yous to his family. Because when you have, my dad is well known, nothing like Quincy Jones. When you grow up, and I know others, who have been in this situation, like my friend Ms. Shabazz, when you grow up with a parent that's that famous, you share them with the world, and you don't get the same kind of privacy and, other things that other people have. People think, oh, it's so cool having a famous parent. Kind of.
I mean, you could localize that to our elected officials.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes, when you're in the public space, right? And you're
Yeah.
a public, you really, like you just said, you share that parent, right? That parent is everybody's
Right.
dad or mom,
Right.
or they have some special connection to them that, probably shows up disruptive to the kids and everybody, wanting to see your father or mother and take a picture with them. But, yeah, may his soul rest in peace.
And in grief, everyone thinks they're also just as sad as you, but
Right.
that's your dad or mom or husband or
Right.
cousin or loved one. So lots of love and light going to the family of Quincy Jones.
Wow.
His actual family. So we will not have Mindful Monday today. So you guys are going to have to meditate and and read some scripture or break out the Deepak, the Louise Hay or something.
I think
this
if
morning.
there was a day for Mindful Monday, today might be the day, Dominique.
I know. Well, she's on a spiritual retreat again. She'll be
Okay.
back next Monday, and just in time to talk us off the ledge. Whatever happened.
So now I know what they mean by stay prayed up.
Yeah,
You need a reserve.
yeah. You definitely need a reserve, and with tomorrow being the last day to vote,
Yeah.
we may need to get extra prayed up.
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
go to Bible study or watch something online. There's so many church services online. You could go to church any time of day or night.
Zoom Baptist all day.
Or whatever your faith. They got it there on the YouTubes. Speaking of YouTube, we are streaming there at KBLA 1580. There's always an interesting conversation going on in the YouTube chat as well. I see you have your ballot out. I have mine on my phone. We'll go over it for folks who still haven't figured everything out. I know a lot of folks have. If you want to argue about it, we're good for that. I'm going to make sure that we're clear on these smaller down ballot races, which are super, super important. And if you have any question or conversation or you're running for something, call us, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We are your election information station, KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Angelinos, it is critical to vote down ballot this November, especially for our local judges. Judges make major decisions, not just in our criminal courts, but also in our family, juvenile, small claims, and housing courts across LA County. This November, we must elect community lawyers who will bring their informed legal experiences to the LA Superior Court. The defenders of justice are Erica Wiley for seat number 48 and George Turner for seat number 39. If you live in LA County, they will be on your ballot. Ad paid for by the Justice PAC by La Defensa, a project of Tide's advocacy for Turner and Wiley for Judge 2024. Top funders include Patty Quillen and Smart Justice California Action Fund.
Did you know that 1 in 6 African American men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer? This month, every time you purchase Gillette's family of products, they'll donate to support Movember. Whether you're looking for Gillette's Best Shave, a regimen to help prevent new shave irritation and bumps, or award-winning beard care products, every Gillette purchase can make a difference in the fight against prostate cancer. Visit pggoodeveryday.com/Movember for details. Exclusions apply.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Are you interested in catching up on all the latest entertainment news, trending topics, and exciting interviews? I got you. Tune in to The Raw Report with Robin Ayers, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Join me every weekday with some of the best entertainment contributors in the business as we break down what's going on, who's got next, and what not to miss. Only on The Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
So, James Farr, so you brought your ballot. You want to go through that. One thing I will say is that reports that I am getting are black votes not coming back in LA County in big numbers, early votes. So that means if you got to make a voting plan, you need to do it right now. It has to be today or tomorrow. Those are the only times left. Today or tomorrow, that's it. We're done with this. Of course, we'll probably keep talking about it. I'm sorry, I can't stop that. Actually, it'll be interesting to unpack it because who knows how things are really going to go. But
Well, you got 6 million ballots that have already been casted here in the state, and 1.2 here in LA County. I guess differently than 2020, we were in the middle of a pandemic, and so there was a bit more of an uptick in, early voting and voting by mail. To your point, I don't know if we're going to see that surge of folks coming to the polls, right, this year, because maybe it's voter fatigue. I mean, I don't know what it is, but we'll have to wait and see. But folks got to get out there. I mean, it's really that simple.
I mean, I see I wasn't expecting us to be Georgia, and have all these early votes. What I am concerned about is us, black people. We got to get out and vote and tell a friend. I have a friend who I know hasn't voted, and I was not able to convince him to do it over the weekend. Registered, got the thing. I don't know. What am I missing here? You don't have to vote on every single thing.
No.
Just vote on the things that you give it about.
I mean, I'll take one vote from you over no votes from you, right? Like, find an issue. It's a lot on. I mean,
vote for DA. Yeah. If you don't do anything else, just bubble in George Gascon and keep it pushing.
Vote no on Prop 36.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean,
2 bubbles, 3 bubbles, yes on 6. I mean, these are the really important things.
Just a few, right? I mean, but there's so many different, measures, kind of municipality to municipality.
You don't have to vote top of the ticket. You don't have to.
You don't.
And you can skip over stuff that you don't know, or you could go to your publication, laprogressive.com, has a great voter guide.
A great voter guide.
Yes.
What do you say to those people, because I told somebody, well, don't just bubble in because you're guessing, right? I'd rather see you not vote for something.
Then go to a voter guide. I mean, at least go to LA Progressive or Knock LA. I don't agree with every single thing on either of those, although I'm in alignment with most of them. I'd say with Knock LA and the LA Progressive, it's about a 90% match with where I am.
Well, I think at this point, we're at the 2-minute warning, right? We're running out of time, and so I won't burden you. I encourage you to go to LA Progressive. They can listen to all of your podcasts and previous episodes, if they have the time to get more informed. But go with what you know now.
Yeah, I don't want to do a voter guide. I don't know why the KBLA and the front page listeners always wanted me to do a voter guide. So I broke down yesterday and put some stuff on Instagram and Twitter because people are blowing me up in my DMs, texting me. I told Miles I went to the doctor's office and the doctor was like, "Hey, what about these judges?" So I broke down and I did put, I won't call it a voter guide, but I put what I'm doing on Instagram, and I put my judges and my propositions on Twitter. It's at DiPrima Radio. If you want to not read and just do what I do, you can do that.
Well, I mean, a guide that says hell no is a sure enough guide for me. So.
Oh, yeah, that was my hell no on 36. Well, yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just got to break it down, make it plain, and say, look, hell no, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't speak for an organization. I'm not an expert other than just this is what I do, read and talk about all day. But yeah, it's just that's why my ratings could be a hell no, because it's just based on what I think. So do with that what you will. It's by popular demand. Somebody was on Instagram yesterday mad at me because why did you wait until now to break this out? Because y'all wore me down. That's why. Anyway.
That was not me that posted that. I just want you to know that. But I had the same question. What's taking so long, Dominique? But you know what? I mean, you did a great job with the judicial candidates, and it really informed me. So I appreciate it, because that was kind of the gray area for me, because you just don't know a whole lot about judges.
Yeah, and it's hard to find out. I mean, you can go to the robing room. You could go to Rate My Judge. But if they're a new judge that's never run before, they're not going to be on there.
Right.
So, and a lot of the folks we're supporting, or I'm supporting, are new. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how many black people are running for LA County Superior Court Judge.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Love that so much. Okay, so you want to go over your ballot?
Yeah.
You want to tell us your yeses and nos, or
where you want to start?
Page one, maybe? I don't know.
Well, my page one is going to look way different.
Yeah, so we'll go over yours. We won't go over mine. And if I have any opinions, I'll chime in. But we want to hear from you, James.
All right. My page one, we start out with it's our local school district arrays. So this is specific to my area, Pasadena, right? So Jennifer Hall Lee, the school board member. She's an incumbent. She's been on the board for quite some time. I'm a yes on her. That's in school district number 2. State senator, who that office was vacated, Anthony Portantino termed out. You have Sasha Perez and Elizabeth Ayers. I'm not sure how to quite pronounce her last name, but I'm going with Sasha Perez, who shows up as a progressive Democrat, and she's a former City of Alhambra mayor and council member. In replacing Chris Holding in Assembly District number 41, and this is an important one because we lose a member of the not congressional, but the California caucus.
The California Black
Caucus,
yeah,
right?
Legislative
Caucus. So we lose one there.
What district is that?
That is D41. We have John Harabinian and Michelle De La Rosa Martinez, who she's a Republican. John's a Democrat. John's a former, council member, city manager, mayor of Sierra Madre. I'm going with John Harabinian. Congress for us is District 28, Judy Chu against April Valerato. I'm going with Judy Chu.
Yeah, Judy Chu's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I've tracked her votes and positions over the years. Okay, my page one is City Council 10th District, Heather Hutt all day. Not you. Not you. Not you, James.
Not me.
Who's on first?
Right.
Not Grace you.
Right.
I'm going with the incumbent, only black woman in the city council. On LAUSD District 1, I am going with Charlotte Hendy Newbill. In that race, she came in. I talked to her. I liked her. Community College District, member of the board. Seat 1, I'm going with Andra Hoffman. Do you have this? Do you have community college?
No.
Okay.
No.
District 3, I'm going with Nancy Perlman, although a lot of progressives have gone with David Vela, so you got to make up your own mind there. Or you could just do as I do. Community College Board Seat 5, Nichelle Henderson. And Seat 7, Kelsey Ino. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I'm in the 55th Assembly District, so that's an easy one. That's Isaac Bryan. Even though your Republican got his signs up all over Lamert because he thinks that he can, ride the reparations wave into office. That ain't going to happen. And then, of course, for the Congress, I vote for Sidney Kamlager Dove. I love my Congresswoman. She's doing an amazing job, I think.
She is.
Go to page 2.
PB, it's Pasadena City Municipal Code. It's to amend our charter to put a term limit on our council members and mayors.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's an important one. So this would allow for them to only serve 3 consecutive terms. Mm-hmm. It would not count.
That's the same as LA, I think.
Yeah, but right now we have, between our vice mayor and mayor, have been on the council for probably about 52 years combined. They are institutional electeds. There's some good and bad with that. You have a lot of institutional knowledge and information, but I think it disallows folks who would otherwise want to serve from beating an incumbent. So I'm a definitely yes on that one as well. Let's see.
Yep. I should have said, even though it's not my district, Kevin De Leon must go. I'm hearing that it's looking like he may win again. He's got all this police union money backing him up. He's under investigation for money laundering, where there's a nonprofit he gave almost $500,000 to, and the members of that nonprofit have maxed out their contributions to him. So that's under investigation, but he could still win. Problem with that is most people working for nonprofits don't make enough money to be donating $900 to a city council campaign. So a little suspect, and it is under investigation. Aside from him, we got news, traffic, and sports, and we'll continue these ballots. Call us if you like, aside from him being disgraced, racist, anti-renter, anti-indigenous. So, Isabel Jurado, 414th, KBLA, Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bray Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Hospitals in Texas are now required to ask for and record the citizenship status of patients. The executive order from Republican Governor Greg Abbott went into effect on Friday. It includes a requirement that the hospitals file a report on the numbers by March. A man is dead after falling from the 3rd floor of a building while watching the New York City Marathon. The New York Post reports it happened around 12:30 p.m. Sunday as the runners were passing near the 11th mile checkpoint by the Williamsburg Bridge. The Federal Open Market Committee kicks off a 2-day meeting Wednesday with an announcement on interest rates coming the following day. Most analysts predict the central bank will cut interest rates by a 1/4 point or 25 basis points. And brat is being named the word of the year by Collins Dictionary. The word surged into pop culture thanks to pop star Charlie XCX, who named her latest album Brat. Collins defined brat as someone with a confident, independent, and hedonistic attitude. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BIN News.
Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a good day Sunday for both of LA's NFL teams. The Rams and Chargers were winners on the road. The Rams beat Seattle 26-20 in overtime. 3rd straight win for the Rams. Wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson caught a 39-yard touchdown pass in overtime to win it. Rams safety Cameron Kitchens had 2 red zone interceptions. He returned one of them for a 103-yard touchdown. The Rams are 4-4 after a 3-game losing streak. The Chargers are 5-3 after a 27-10 win at Cleveland. The Chargers defense had 3 interceptions and 6 sacks, 2 touchdowns for running back J.K. Dobbins. The Lakers are at Detroit tonight. Anthony Davis leads the NBA in scoring with 31.8 points per game. The Clippers are home tonight against San Antonio. The Clippers will try for the 5th time to get their first home win in their new arena, the Intuit Dome. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is Assemblymember Tina McKenna reminding you to vote for my girl, Sade Alawari, for State Assembly. Sade is a part of our community, and she's the partner I need in Sacramento to help fight for economic justice, affordable housing, health care, and so much more. Sade is just like us. She comes out of our community, and she spent years working in our community, bringing people together. That's why she's endorsed by Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, Supervisor Holly Mitchell, teachers, firefighters, and Planned Parenthood advocates. This is Tina McKenna, and I need you to make a plan to vote and to vote by Tuesday, November the 5th, for Sade Alawari for State Assembly.
Ad paid for by Opportunity PAC, a coalition of teachers, nurses, faculty members, school employees, and public and private labor, healthcare, and environmental organizations. Ad committee's top funders, California Teachers Association, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Angelinos, it is critical to vote down ballot this November, especially for our local judges. Judges make major decisions, not just in our criminal courts, but also in our family, juvenile, small claims, and housing courts across LA County. This November, we must elect community lawyers who will bring their informed legal experiences to the LA Superior Court. The defenders of justice are Erica Wiley for seat number 48 and George Turner for seat number 39. If you live in LA County, they will be on your ballot. Ad paid for by the Justice PAC by La Defensa, a project of Tide's advocacy for Turner and Wiley for Judge 2024. Top funders include Patty Quillen and Smart Justice California Action Fund.
Beloved Entertainment and the Miracle Theater Foundation presents Sweet Spot live with KBLA's own Angelique Francis, Sunday, November 17th. Angelique is live on stage featuring storytellers from the community, colorful and provocative, for us and by us, celebrating our strength and our fire. Come hang out with us as we walk through our neighborhoods, even down our dark alleys, because just around the corner, there's laughter, misplaced miracles, unspeakable pain, and yes, forgiveness. It's all happening Sunday, November 17th, 4 p.m. at the Miracle Theater in Inglewood, 226 South Market Street. Last year, audiences raved. Best show in decades. An unforgettable night. Groundbreaking. Sweet Spot Live was thought-provoking and enlightening. Standing ovations begging for more. Please, more. It was a great night. So back by popular demand, it's Sweet Spot Live with Angelique Francis. Get your tickets right now at themiracleinglewood.com. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you in the Sweet Spot.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for waking up with me and James Farr today. We're going to keep going on your ballot. I think we're getting to the part that matches everyone's. But let's check in with Ron from Richmond real quick. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. And real quick, you said it right there. I don't want to be too long because I know this election is very, very important. There's a lot going on. Real quick, just wanted to say rest in peace to Quincy Jones. That was a shocker to me last night. Hit a little bit different. And somebody just put that comment when he did the theme song for Sanford & Son. He said that made him a GOAT right there.
So, yeah, it's true.
So, man, so just R.I.P. to that brother. He definitely will be missed. My condolences go out to his family and his friends all over the world. And Le'Veon Bell just lost a fan. I don't know if y'all saw the video on his gram with that Make America Great Again hat on. I put a comment, said I did not vote for Trump, and I got over 300 likes for that comment alone. So
wow.
Yeah, so shout out to Kamala. I'm voting blue all day, every day. Let's get it. Let's make history. The Bay Area praying. And, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Don, for taking my call early. You know I love you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Miles, the whole KBLA family, and to also your guests. I've been watching them for a minute. You're doing your thing, bro. I salute you from the Bay Area, dog. Keep putting it down.
Thank you, brother. Red Onion or Johnny's Diner, Brother Ron?
Okay, I don't know where that's located. You gotta help me out.
You in Richmond? We'll keep it pushing.
I'm in Richmond. Yeah, I grew up in Berkeley, so I'm not knowing about that spot.
Okay.
Yeah, James calls himself being from Richmond, right?
Call myself being from Richmond. My son's name is Richmond. That's how Richmond I am. But keep.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, but I got love for Richmond, though. I got love for Richmond. Yes.
Well, you repping. We accept you. We accept you.
We knew he was going to come with some love for Quincy too, because that's how he always tracks the music legends, and we appreciate that.
That's all I love. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so back to your ballot, James. And you all are welcome to call 800-920-1580. A lot of love for Quincy in the chat here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so district attorney. It's kind of a no-brainer for me, George Gascon.
Yeah. Well, I think they've heard me talk about that ad nauseum. Why is it a no-brainer for you?
Well, because when, the bar was low in the sense that he was coming after Jackie Lacey, right? So that wasn't necessarily something to measure, except for the fact that what he campaigned on, he actually did from day one, which was to disrupt the status quo of how business as usual was happening in the DA's office, and he ruffled some feathers. But it's not his responsibility or his fault of when people are released from jail. He's not, as a DA, he's not out there arresting people.
That's the cop's job.
That's the cop's
job. But people are going to jail. That's the misconception. People think people are just walking around free. They are going to jail. And he has held some cops accountable, something that hasn't happened in L.A. before. So.
Right.
But he's losing big. This is one of the... According to polls, we don't trust polls.
We don't trust polls, but it is looking pretty strong when you kind of feel what this climate is, this or this hype that crime is up and that it's completely his fault. I mean,
the backlash, the classic Republican Law and Order playbook,
right,
which we're falling for it again, just like Charlie Brown and the football. But hopefully more of us will come out. I'm hoping black folks are just waiting for today or tomorrow to vote. And we're going to show up and bring some surprises to the ballot, like no on 36 and yes on Gascon. We shall see.
Well, I don't get how people can be so misinformed. And there's a correlation to 36 when we get there. But next up are the judges, 39. I'm going with George Turner, who's one of the defenders of justice, a more progressive judge. And then we go over to...
Yeah, we agree on that.
48.
And so far, that's two. Gascon, Turner.
I think we're going to be all right here.
We'll see.
All
right. We'll see. Yeah.
48, Erica Wiley. Again, another progressive.
Yeah, defenders of justice.
Defenders of justice.
And a black woman.
Where I'm still not clear yet is the next one, Sharon Ranson versus Lachey Henderson.
Two black women,
right? So that's the one where I need a little bit more help on.
Well, those two podcasts are up. Lachey didn't come on. Henderson didn't come on this time, but you can still look it up from last time. Sharon Ransom did return. I chose her. They're both good. I think they're both good. I wish they were spread out in different seats. I think a lot of Defensa and some other progressive chose Henderson because she does have that background having spent some time in the public defender's office. I chose Sharon Ransom because she's LA. She feels like she really knows LA, the ins and outs. She grew up, in South LA. She's a single mom, a cancer survivor, and just has been through a lot. And I think, she did work as a dispatcher for the sheriff's department. I feel like she knows a lot of different sides of LA, and I just liked her. So.
I'll go back and listen to both of those.
Yeah.
Right. So I can hear them in first person. 135, Georgia. Huerta. Yes.
Like Dolores, but
like
only
Dolores.
A black woman.
Only a black woman. So, I'm like, is she Afro-Latina? I couldn't figure it out. But she's been in Compton courts, and I really, in listening to her understanding of the court procedures and the process and everything moved me over to her.
Yeah, that was a tough one, too, because I liked Mr. Yee. He was progressive. He was energetic. But Georgia Huerta, like you said, she's from Compton. She's a black woman. More black women on the bench I see as progress, unless they're Clarence Thomas types. So I went with Huerta.
So we agree on that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. This is not looking good. We're agreeing. County Measure G, which is the measure to amend the charter and this is the one that expands the seats, correct? No. Yes. Okay. I'm a no on that one.
Expands the seats and makes the county CEO, politicizes the county CEO by making it an elected position.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
I don't like that at all. Measure A.
The homeless funding, yeah.
I'm a yes on that.
Yeah, I'm a yes on it too, even though I sure would like to see more transparency. And, I almost agree with Dr. Rosie Milligan there, but I'm going yes.
You're going yes on that one. Measure 2 authorizes bonds for public schools, and so I'm not a big fan of bonds. Right. That's because to me, I hear debt for my kids.
Yeah, but the LA public schools are, they're in some of these are safety violations, and also you have like air conditioning. How are you going to have kids in the valley when it's 100+ degrees in non-air conditioned? That's dangerous. Kids can die from that. So even though I don't love bonds either, I think, I know for sure I'm voting yes on that one.
That's one of the other ones I'm put a pin in and come back to.
You only got 1 day for your pin, but okay. A 1 day pin is good.
A 1 day pin is good. If I don't vote at all, my ballot will be complete on the things that I'm most comfortable with. And that's kind of what we want to encourage people to do.
For sure.
State measure number 4.
It's a bond.
I'm going to come back to that one as well.
No, we're not coming back. You're voting yes on measure 4. What is wrong with you? $70 million for Baldwin Hills Conservancy alone. Yes on 4. Yeah, we're going to fight. I mean, I think the thing about 4 for fiscal conservatives like you and Ed Sanders is that if we don't spend the money now, it's going to cost us more later. The climate emergency is here. The water systems, the fire season extending all year long. So if we don't put preventative measures in place, it's going to cost us a lot more.
Well, brother Ed may be the only brother that knows as much about water as he knows.
Okay. Well, that was his only yes, I think, as far as bonds go, because he was on some fiscally conservative stuff. But anyway, we did agree on 4.
Number 5, I'm a yes on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though you don't like bonds.
Well, I'm sensitive to the housing, right? And
yeah.
So it touches in a different space. It's
because Measure 5 reduces the threshold from 65 to 55%, making it easier to pass bonds to build housing, affordable housing, or other things. Ed's a no on that, but I'm voting yes, and James is voting yes. What you know about that?
What you know about that? Number 6.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's obvious.
We knew we were going to agree on that.
We knew we were going to agree
on that. I mean, it's the loophole, the 13th Amendment that provides a loophole to where you can have people as slaves or indentured servants as long as they're in prison. How in a state that just stood up a reparations commission. Is this even close? How has Alabama outlawed prison labor, but it's still losing at the polls? These polls they better be wrong.
Well, can we ever really trust a poll?
That's a hell yes on 6. Yeah, we'll continue. We'll make it through the rest of James's ballot. Maybe I'll even just let him talk and don't have an opinion. 32, that's unlikely. 32, 33, 34, 35, and the all-important 36 when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
This is 60-second Chevy Holiday Red Tag Radio, produced for Carol H. Williams by Radio Bob Resort on Act 24. Spot 60. ISKI code GCSV00210000.
Whether you're going over the river and through the woods in the capable Silverado 1500, getting the choir to church on time in the 3-row Traverse.
Thank you!
Or driving cross town to deliver your famous Cajun-spiced holiday turkey in the Equinox EV, America's most affordable EV with a 315-plus mile range. Add confidence to every holiday adventure and get it done with a rugged and capable Chevy truck or SUV. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Silverado, Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 22.2%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 12/2/24.
Thank you!
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Spend an evening with Ambassador Susan E. Rice at Pomona College on Saturday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. for the John A. Payton Distinguished Lectureship. Ambassador Rice is the only person ever to have served as both National Security Advisor and Domestic Policy Advisor. This event is free and open to the public, but tickets are required. Visit pomona.edu/Payton-ticket to reserve tickets now.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their program. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Hey, I want to put out 2 challenges right now. If you're running for office today, we will give you 3 minutes. If you call 800-920-1580, might ask you a few questions, go back and forth, want to hear what you have to say. Also, anytime throughout the show, other than when Secretary of State Shirley Weber is on, we will let you get your 3 minutes. Also, if we have one of our KBLA delegates, who is a Republican or Republican-leaning independent, LOL, which I call a Republican in disguise, and you want to have a go at have a conversation with Mr. Farr. I'm going to see if he can talk you over to the West Abdullah side of the ticket. I've said repeatedly that I wish all of the third-party persons, actually, if it was up to me, Jill Stein would step down and she'd endorse West Abdullah. But she won't. Her ego's way too big, as we heard on Tavis's show. But I wish all of the third-party stands like James would spend their time converting Trump voters. It is possible, especially when they're black Trump voters. I challenge you to call in 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580, and have a go with Mr. James Farr. He's got a pretty good argument, and I imagine you think you do too. So let's do this. Okay, back to your ballot, James.
Back to my ballot. But first, I'm an independent that is not hiding as a Republican. I'm just an independent. Okay. All right.
You're just a no-party preference.
I'm just a no-party preference person.
Not independent party.
Not in disguise of anything other than
right.
being
But
independent.
most independents are Republicans in disguise. There are some, because to me, most of the people who are progressive like you, they're going to join the, Green or Justice for All, which is, the party of Cornell and Molina.
Most people are conservative.
The PhD party.
Yeah, most men are conservative. The PhD party. All right, let's move on to number 32. I'm a yes on that, increasing the minimum wage. That's kind of self-explanatory here in California.
Yeah, but the ads make it seem like it's going to make jobs end and make prices go up. But I feel like they say that every time.
They say that every time, right? Yeah. And we already know that a lot of these, especially retailers, are making record profits over the last 4 years or so.
Right. Plus, if you're making minimum wage, it shouldn't be up to you to prop up the entire economy.
Right.
That should be on the corporations and the government. 33?
Yes, to allow local municipalities to establish rent control and the repealing of Casa Hawkins.
Yeah, I'm a yes on 33 also. I think these are the most confusing ads. They make it seem like if you vote yes, there'll be less housing.
Right. I wasn't, a couple of weeks ago, I was still kind of on the fence on that.
Really?
But I've kind of come, just, understanding the mom and pop landlord,
Yeah.
And even, some folks that are a little bit bigger than mom and pop. But I understand where these corporate entities are coming up and sucking up housing inventory, especially in these newer developments that are literally sitting empty, at a very low occupancy rate. So definitely I'm a supportive of, I think the language, should be called rent stabilization, but
we need to get rid of Costa Hawkins. Yeah. This is the third try. 34.
Yes.
Really? Yeah. Why? I think this is another progressive friend of mine just put up a voter guide on Instagram, and he's yes on 34. I don't get it. It limits how nonprofits can spend their money.
It does.
Why should we be? I mean, they already have tons of restrictions.
They
You're a
do.
501c3. Why should we meddle in the function of nonprofits?
Well, I mean, regulation is good. I mean, to your point, even though this is a little bit different, but when you look at what's happening with Kevin De Leon, right? Like when you have...
Yeah, but what he did was illegal.
I understand that.
That's already illegal. You can't force people to give you donations because you funded their nonprofit. That's called money laundering. It's called, campaign finance fraud. It's called you about to lose your job. Even if you get reelected, you may be going to... the pokey.
Let's keep it pushing because we ain't got a whole lot of time.
Okay, we're going to agree to disagree.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Just give me one good reason why yes.
I can't right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, we're gonna leave.
I'm gonna leave that part.
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna take your advice and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
35.
35. I am a no.
Yeah, I voted no too, and I felt kind of guilty because King Drew asked us to vote yes, and I love King Drew, but I mean King Medical Center. But I voted no because I just don't want more restrictions on budgeting that can create other problems down the line.
Mm-hmm. Then there's 36.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer for us. We both agree that this is sending the state, if it passes, I'm a no. So let's be.
Yeah, we're both. I'm a hell no on that.
Yeah, you are a hell no, and
Yeah.
I can't say the other things in front of my no.
Oh, you're an F-bomb no.
But it will send us into a cycle of incarceration in this state that we've seen before, and may even surpass what we saw in the past. And so it's important that Prop 47 took care of a lot of this stuff, and this fear mongering that seems to be a theme in elections every year, every cycle. Crime is not up. The fentanyl thing is a real thing, no doubt about that, right? But we need treatment centers and diversional options for, folks. Addiction shouldn't be criminalized.
Yeah, we need to. You could stop the influx. You could stop the big dealers of that. I think 36. The biggest con about 36 is that people don't realize it's taking money away from mental health services, housing, reentry programs, and moving it back to the law enforcement and prisons. It's taking a huge chunk of money that we marched and protested to move to alternatives to incarceration, and it's putting it right back in the prison industrial complex.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I ask you a question, Dominique?
Yep.
36, 6, Hochman, Harris. How do people vote for Kamala Harris and then also vote for Hochman and vote yes on 36?
I think that people are trendy. They get caught up, and there's been a big anti-Gascon campaign going around. There's a lot of money behind that campaign. Mm-hmm. The old Republican DA and others are behind it. So they get caught up in, we don't like Gascon. It's almost like high school where, someone becomes unpopular or something becomes out of style. And I really think it's a herd mentality where we end up voting against our best interests. And
that is so disappointing, in this cycle, considering what's at stake with 36.
Look, James has agreed to stay after. I think they're scared of you. Where are my trolls at? Where are my decline to state Trump voters at? 800-920-1580. Let's do this. Dominique DiPrima, James Farr, KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bray Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Hospitals in Texas are now required to ask for and record the citizenship status of patients. The executive order from Republican Governor Greg Abbott went into effect on Friday. It includes a requirement that the hospitals file a report on the numbers by March. A man is dead after falling from the 3rd floor of a building while watching the New York City Marathon. The New York